Hello. Think I started. Welcome to the stream. Where is everybody? Chris ain't showed up yet. Yeah, your phone ringing. How's everybody doing this evening? Cookie, where is everybody at? They told me to start another stream up. Ain't nobody showing up. I don't know where everybody done went to. Hey, Moses, what's going on with you? Hey, Mr. Me. They will be back. Alright, let me go finish adding people. Hey, Sky. Hey, Sky. The Chris Life came in and left back out. I don't see any other live stream. They will be on. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, let me pause this and find out what's going on.
Hello, hello, hello! It's Chris again with Multi-Tech Addiction, back again on another Biggie stream. Hey guys. Come on, Diva. Time to join in. Got you, Duke. I got you, Duke. Oh, Mama's here. You can run away now. Hey, Cookie. Red Dirt's in the house. Several names that I don't know. Sky Rain, WV Motard. Mr. B's in the house. Kamar. I don't want to mispronounce your last name. ASMR Hangout Spot. Partay. Well, at least it's broadcasting, not backwards. That's good. Stickers and stuff. And I was just looking at USB extension cables because I need to be able to get my camera all the way over to my 75-gallon. So I need like a 20-foot cable. Just so there's lots of cable for extension of my cables. Holy crap! There's a 50-foot one. Hey, babe. Honey? You didn't happen to feed the dog while I was in here earlier, did you? Awesome. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm streaming on Biggie's stream. Angelo Fish Tank's in the house. Come on, Diva. I need you to join up so that I'm not the only one in the stream. I'm not used to the focus being on me on a Friday. Else. Biggie's is muted, so it's only me. So I guess I'm going to run it past everybody else in the stream, or that's watching the stream right now. Everything's going well here today, Angelo. But I got a question for y'all. I had an idea after watching a much more successful channel than my own. And I noticed, and this is not a fish-related channel. It's a different channel. It's an airsoft channel, actually. I'm doing great, Angelos. But they do a mail call where he has people put questions in the comments, and he goes through all of the comments, and he picks out questions, and he tries to answer the questions during his stream, or during his, not his stream, but during his videos. He does it every Monday, but I wanted to do something like that, but on my stream. But I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. Diva's in the house.
I'm sorry, I had to take a little break. So what were you saying, Chris?
Well, I was trying to see if everybody, what everybody thought about the idea of doing a mail call segment during my stream, where you guys leave
Great
comments,
idea.
and I try to answer the comments during that segment of my stream.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great idea.
That would be, we'd have a mail call, and then we've got the What Is That segment, the species spotlight, channel spotlight, the quiz. So,
yep,
that's
I
what,
think it's a great idea. Yep. Hey, Angelo. Loving that pond, dude. Looking good.
He was not showing the camera. What, dude? What do you want? What do you want, dude? Hey, don't goose me, dog. Dog likes to stuff his face in your crotch whenever you say hi to him. Hey, guys. I'm just coming by to see how you're doing. But then as soon as you start to pet him, he puts his head down. Okay, you caught me. But he's my dude. My bestest bud, aren't you? You gonna show everybody on the internet that you're a lap dog in disguise? Come here, Dookie. Come here. Come here. Come here, old man. Come here, old man. I got you. I got you. Don't worry. Twist around. Okay, here we go. There's my lap dog.
Oh, what is it? Lab?
He's a yellow lab.
Oh, I love labs. So
My
I work at a
best-
university that trains dogs for service dogs. So I'm around them all the time. And now they've got these labradoodles that are just,
Ah,
oh, they're so cute.
my uncle breeds British Labradors, so
Oh,
I'm a,
boy.
yeah. He said that when I want to get a new pup for hunting season, I'll let him know he'll give me one. So
Okay.
yeah,
That'll be cool.
yeah. I just got to drive out to Missouri and get it.
Oh, okay. How far is that from here?
Well, I'm in Washington State, so it's like on
Oh,
the other side of
good
the country.
Lord. That's right. I don't know why I always think that you're up in the east for some reason. I
I'm
don't know why.
2.5 hours away from Corey at Aquarium Co-op.
Yep.
About 2.5 hours away from Aqua Pros. About 2 hours away from Joel.
And what's his name's up that way? Alexander?
Alexander.
The Secret Life living in your aquarium.
Oh yeah,
He's in Seattle.
yeah.
Yep.
And then, let me see here. Jimmy H. Fishes is in California. He's about
Okay.
13 hours away.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But still doable. I've done
Yep.
that drive 1,000 times. I used to be a truck driver, so
Oh, my. My ex was a truck driver. I've slept in many a sleepers.
Kevin Pitts is in the house.
Yeah, Kevin. Kev. What's up, Kevin?
Oh,
Yeah, I used to go up with him to Mackinac. You ever been up that way?
no, I don't think I have.
So you go across the Mackinac Bridge. Oh my God. So this bridge is so notorious that when they have wind advisories, they stop people from crossing. Someone said he told me that a person in a small car was actually blown off that bridge one time.
Oh, the Tacoma Narrows. Look up the Tacoma Narrows sometime. They had to
Yeah.
replace that bridge because it collapsed from the
Oh no. And I have a
wind.
bridge phobia as it is. Bridges and tunnels. Tunnels that go underwater. The Canadian
Oh,
one and
yeah.
then oh yeah.
I have
Yeah,
a
I have
fear
a
of
phobia.
heights. I can't do the whole heights thing. And there's a bridge in Portland that it goes up and then banks in a corner as it hits its peak and comes
Oh
down,
heck no. Oh
and it
no
goes
no
over
no.
the Willamette River. So if you look to your left, you can see boats and the river and all of that. And the only thing
No.
that keeps you from flying off the bridge is the normal medians that you have on the freeway that separate the left side of the road from the right side of the road.
Oh heck no.
The little concrete median. There's nothing higher. There's
Yeah.
no fence. There's no catchment. Nothing. And I'm
So
like,
have you ever You ever been over Lake Pontchartrain in New Orleans, in
No,
Louisiana?
I've not been to
That
Louisiana at all.
Yeah, that one has got like a little 12-inch embankment that keeps you from going in, and it's right on the water.
Oh.
Yeah, it's yeah, yeah.
But then again, there's one that's up near Astoria, Oregon, um, on the Oregon-Washington border, right on the coast. And it's one of the longest bridges in the United States because it's almost a mile long. And it goes way up, which is the scary part. It comes way down, but then it gets right down as you're crossing the Columbia River. You're like 5 feet above the water surface. And it's just
Hmm.
got the wood posts with the corrugated metal barrier.
Hmm.
That's what keeps you on the road there. The little bumpers, like ones that you see when semi trucks hit them, they fly through them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they got there.
Oh
That
no,
one's
I
fun.
can't. I can't. Yeah. It's like really scary.
Yeah, I don't do heights very well. I'm one of those people that you give me a 6 foot ladder, I can go up about halfway.
Mm.
I'm 6'1", so if I get more than
Taller than you are.
my head's more than 9 feet above the ground, I start getting, I don't know, I might fall.
Yeah.
Which is weird
Yeah.
because when you're a kid, you have zero fear. I used to jump off my
Oh heck yeah. Oh
little one
no
story
way.
house. I'd climb up under the roof, jump off, climb back up, and jump off again.
Oh no, no. My neighbor's kid used to do that. It used to make me crazy.
It was
But
fun.
I used to my aunt who lived in Miami had a mango tree in her backyard, and we used to climb up to the top of that tree because that's where the ripest mangoes would be,
Yeah.
and sit on those branches and actually, with our little pocket knives, eat a mango while we were up there. Now, no way. No way, Jose.
You wouldn't get me to
No
climb a
way.
tree to save my life.
I was a tomboy. I used to love to
No,
climb trees.
I if I was being chased by a bear, I'd fight the bear before I'd climb a tree. Sorry, I ain't can't get this fat boy up in a tree anymore.
He's in the
Biggie,
chat, Kevin.
I don't
Well, he
know. It's
was.
weird. You break that 40 mark, and my vision's starting to go. My left ear doesn't work as well as it used to, and I
Mm.
gained since my 45th birthday. I have gained. Let me see, 30 pounds.
Yeah,
My body
metabolism
hasn't
starts
changed.
slowing down.
What's that?
Your metabolism starts slowing down.
Yeah, it's my metabolism is like stopped. Somebody needs to give it a jump.
Well,
Oh, Aqua.
I'm getting ready to hit a milestone birthday, which is quite a few years, bit more than that, and
Oh, I don't believe that.
yeah, yeah, and so yeah, a lot of things are going the hip.
Milestone birthday. Let me see. So you're
The,
you're gonna be turning 32, right?
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
I
that's
knew it.
it.
Milestone birthday.
Yep, yep, yep. So yeah, a lot of things are starting to go. Yep,
Let me see. I'm
yeah.
catching up on the chat.
That's what I'm doing.
I see you. That's what you're doing too. Can someone add Kevin Pitts? I
Well, we
don't know.
got Jesse. Jesse might be able to. Where's Big? Big
He's muted.
Jesse.
Let's see here.
Jesse's on it.
Jesse's on it. Okay, cool. I was gonna text.
Yeah, yeah. He's our CIO. He'll get it. Hi, Crafts and Sisters Rock.
There's several people in here that I have never seen before.
Yeah, this is Big's international crew. Looks like it's that time of night.
Oh, ASMR, you should have heard him earlier with his back scratcher. It was
Oh Lord
borderline
Jesus,
pornographic.
she was on. She was on.
Well, how's it going, Hash TV? I haven't seen you before, but I'm sure you've been here before, and I just wasn't here. So, hey, howdy, hey, Crafts and Sister Rocks. Gina Tucker's in the house.
Hey, Gina.
How's it going, beautiful?
She says you've been here. Oh, well, no, wrong person.
That's why. Yeah. The daddy. Have a good night, Hash TV.
Aquafunk Jay says put on some music so Chris can get his funky chicken on.
He has been trying for months.
Oh my
to get me to dance.
God.
It ain't happening, dude. You ain't never gonna see my chubby butt dancing. It just don't happen. I don't think we didn't dance I didn't even dance at my wedding. We didn't even dance. No, we didn't even dance.
Oh my God.
I danced at my first wedding, but my second marriage, no.
Oh.
My better marriage, no.
So you have to check out Aquafunk because he shipped fish for the first time this week.
Oh,
and it was quite the adventure. Yeah, it was quite the adventure.
Cool.
He did good. He did real well.
I was in the Philippines for 1 day while I was in the Navy.
I got family in Manila and Port-au-Prince. My uncle's been trying to get me to come there, and I'm like, dude, I'm not doing no 18-hour flight. I'm sorry. They'll put me off the plane.
Trust me, it's not that bad. I mean, I'm a smoker, and I survived. I mean, I flew from Portland to San Diego for boot camp, and then from San Diego to Hawaii. I was in Hawaii for 2 hours for a layover, and then from Hawaii to Japan. I was stationed in southern Japan. And then I was there for 2 days, and then they realized that my ship was in Australia, and they flew me to Florida.
Oh my goodness.
So I spent my first week in an airplane.
Sounds like it. Jeez, that would be too much. I hate to fly. I hate it.
Yeah. Kevin Pitts
and when I fly by myself, it's having to sit next to a stranger for an extended period of time. And believe it or not, I'm an extreme introvert, and it makes me cuckoo.
I have social anxiety disorder. You put me in a large group, and I get See, I'm starting to have one right now. I get anxiety attacks.
Yeah, I just can't make small talk, and I don't want to be rude. So usually I take some type of electronic device like my iPad or something and, try to watch a movie or whatever. It's like I can't just make small talk. You can only talk about the weather and where are you going, and then or you get somebody that just wants to chat the whole time.
Well, see, now you can start dumping some aquarium knowledge on people. I did
Oh, God. Jeez.
Oh my god! I'm a delivery driver, so I'm out on my route, and I delivered some packages. I delivered what was it? It was a battery backup for a server for this some sort of computer related business. I can't remember what they do exactly, but I walked past a 30 tall aquarium that had three
Oh,
angelfish,
wow.
a molly, and like two neon tetras in it.
Oh, my God.
And I walked past it. I stared at it as I was walking past it. I got a 130-pound package on a hand truck in front of me as I'm walking, staring at the aquarium. And as we're going, I put the package away, and as we're going back, I go, those neon tetras aren't going to last very long.
Those angels are going to, right.
It's like, you know what? We had 15 a week ago. Don't know where they went. They went in the angelfish.
Right.
And then I just started, I just started talking about aquariums. I was like, I got 25 aquariums, and YouTube channel, and this and that. And you should check it out. Oh, if you want fish, let me know. I got lots. I'll give them to you. So yeah, they're gonna check it out, and they said that they were probably do something, because I said I got a whole bunch of live bear. You get the live bears in there. They're like the aquarium version of a rabbit. They just keep making babies and making babies and making babies. So if you have something in there that eats them, they'll just keep making new ones for you. You won't even have to feed the tank most of the time.
It's just so funny because angels just seem, if you look at them, they're so great. Well, you have them.
Yeah,
but you never understand just how mine are naughty. They attack the python. They are they're bratty. They're bratty, but they're such beautiful fish. But you just never think they're so bratty. Yeah.
They're so graceful and beautiful, but they're freaking cichlids. They're murderers.
Yeah, they're bad. They're bad. And I have one that likes, when I feed it, it likes to slap the water. I don't know why it does it, because I feed them really well. I mean, they're very, healthy, and sometimes they get black worms, sometimes they get blood worms, sometimes they get brine shrimp. I mean, but he slaps that water. He slaps that water every time I feed him. It's like, he just has to do that. I don't know what that's about.
My Oscar does that. I feed the tank, and I'll put I don't know, probably not about 1/16 of a cup of pellets into the 125, and he will hit the surface so hard sometimes he'll hit the lid. And I got that corrugated stuff.
Oh yeah,
I got that corrugated stuff as a lid on my tank.
Right.
So he knows how to splash it just right, so it'll go the corrugation and hit me while I'm sitting next to the tank. Oh, Joseph's son, Kevin made it in. Whose fish are we looking at?
Hey, Kev.
What's up? What's up?
How are you? I haven't talked to you in a month of Sunday.
What's that, Diva?
I said I haven't talked to you in a month of Sundays.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been a couple of months at least.
It ain't been a couple of months.
Yeah, at least.
Nah.
Yeah.
I got my nephew number. He's only been here for a month now.
Yeah, I don't think I've talked to you since he's gotten there. So it's been at least a month.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I've been, in and out, dealing, drama stuff, life,
Everyday life stuff.
Yep, pretty much. So you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
My major question: you got that aquarium off the ground yet?
No, I don't.
That's funny. I hate to interrupt, but it's funny, Kevin. You sound so much like JW. It must be the accent.
I don't have an accent.
You have a very,
I don't have
Like-
either.
Everybody tells me I got an accent. I don't have an accent.
You got an accent.
I got a West Coast accent. I don't hear it, but y'all hear it. I know I got,
I'm a good old Indiana boy.
but if you were to watch one of JW's, not JH, JW,
I heard that. I caught that.
if you watch one of JW's videos, you'll notice he's got a slight accent. It's similar to yours. I don't know if it's because you guys might be in the same area. I don't know where JW is at, but
I don't know. I was unaware that I even had an accent.
Well, no, but I
The
know what you're
first time
talking. You're
I
talking about J's. You're talking about JW Aquariums.
Yes.
JW's, right?
I haven't seen him in a
They
while.
kind of their voices sound a little similar. I get where you're coming. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, a little bit. They do
Yeah, the
sound
first
alike.
time I heard him talk, I thought it was JW. I was like, no, his joke. No, his name's not. It's J-Dub. It's not Kevin. So, but yeah, that's the first thing that I noticed when I first heard you talk.
I got somebody else impersonating me.
Kids.
All
you been?
right.
Okay. I haven't looked at
Ooh.
that link yet, Joseph.
They
I
got
got it sitting
what's
in
up?
front of me.
Oh yeah, and and I'm like, I'm seeing people that are making video. People that haven't been doing anything lately, and there's Jadron's got a new video out. The fish nerd. I guess he is really back because he just put out a new video.
I just put a video yesterday. It was only a minute long, though. My Malawi minute videos that I do.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw that.
Hey, Kevin, you wanted some fish, right?
What you got?
That was you were the one that wanted my red zebra fry when they first popped. Wasn't that you?
Yeah,
like-
but I did away with all the Mbuna. I got tired of all the aggression and dealing with them,
I've got-
so I got rid of all the Mbuna. All I've got now are
I got 5 that are just happy to come to your house.
oh, I bet they are. I just got Haps and Peacocks now.
I'm at let me see, that 75 gallons got the the 5 fry from the rainbow, or the 5 fry from the red zebra. I've got 5 jewel cichlids in there now because a friend of mine gave me, actually 6 jewel cichlids, because a friend of mine gave me 3 that he couldn't get to color up, and I put them in there. 15 minutes later, they were sparkling like they're supposed to. I don't know what it was, but I've got the I can't remember half the fish that are in that tank. My Venestus, I call him Venestus Souza. I love that fish. It's one of my favorites. Red zebra. There's the bumblebee cichlid is in there. There's some. Most of them are Mbunas. There's.
I was pretty upset. I mean, I didn't want to have to do away with my Mbuna, but I had to do what I had to do. I mean, I had really nice male blue lips that I had to get rid of, and I had a nice male red top hongi that I had to get rid of. I had to get rid of my Demason eye. I was pretty upset about it, but I breed a lot of OB peacocks, so I couldn't really have all the aggression going on.
Oh, that's the main reason. That's the reason why you got rid of them, though. Is just
the aggression.
The politics and the aggression. Yeah.
That's
the problem why I haven't done it right now, because like I'm afraid that I go out of town for a week or something and come back and they all killed each other or something. You know, everybody wants to be the tank boss or something. I don't know.
I found out with those guys is you got to keep the males with the males, and the females have to be kept out of the tank, and then that keeps the aggression down. They're not as aggressive because they're not trying to fight for dominance for the tank and for the females.
Yeah, when I had it was an all male tank, all male Mbuna, all male Haps, and all male peacocks. I had a 3.5-inch Demason male that was chasing around a 6-inch Fusco male. It was pretty ridiculous. It's like I got bad luck with Mbuna. It was like for some reason
I don't know
I have
why
the
they're
ability of
not
picking
doing
out the most aggressive fish out there.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not doing that in my tank. I mean, the red zebra is the dominant male in the tank. He's almost as big as the Venestus, but he's not the biggest fish. The Venestus, and I got an electric blue peacock. Those two are the biggest fish in the tank, and he's the dominant male. And then like the bumblebee is second place. He hates that bumblebee.
How big is the Venustus?
The Venustus is whatever. it just stays out of the way. He doesn't ever chase it. He chases his babies more than anything else in that tank. It's weird.
He gets a good size, and he'll want to take that tank over.
Oh, he's already taken over the tank. He's 4 inches.
The Venustus is?
No, the Venustus is about 5 inches.
Oh, wow.
He's not taking over the tank. The red zebra is 4 inches.
Yeah, that was the whole thing with Mbuna. I mean, I used to have a bunch of lace rock all throughout my tank, and I just got tired of them all wanting to be really territorial over certain areas and not letting fish come over into certain spots of the tank. And so now my tank's pretty much wide open, and it's all pretty much OB peacocks that I've bred with like my sunshine in there, and I got a dragon blood in there, and then I've got my deep water hap and a Mara rock sulfur head.
Yeah, I've had a couple dragon bloods, but they don't ever survive.
Yeah, mine's mean. Mine's only about maybe just getting close to 4 inches, and he chases the bigger fish around. But my tank is all males. I've got another tank on the other side of the room that I'm in that's got all my females in it that I used to breed. I've got a bunch of fry growing out right now, so once I get those fry gone, or get another tank set up, whatever happens first, then I'll take one of my male OBs out and drop it in with all the females and let him do some dirty work for a little bit, and then take him back out and put him in the male tank.
Yeah, I just did a quick count on that tank. It's got about 22, 23 fish in it. It's a little overpopulated.
Yeah,
but
if you got good filtration going on, it's all good.
Yeah, it was an acrylic saltwater tank originally, so it's got a built-in sump in the back.
Gotcha.
I've got floss and bio beads or bio balls, and it's got I think it was a 1,700 gallon per hour pump on it, so it cycles the tank several times an hour.
Oh yeah.
But I love that tank because it doesn't evaporate. Everything's got a lid. So I have to top that tank off once every 2 months at the most if I were to top it off. But I do water change a month on it.
All my tanks have lids on them, and I top my tanks off like every 2 days.
That's you're in Indiana though. You got a different level of heat down there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we've been warm.
How does the TDS handle though with that? Like just doing top offs, does the TDS still start to climb a little bit over time, or I mean,
not in my tanks.
No, okay. I think if you have enough plants, I've noticed that more plants I have, that'll soak everything up and actually can even lower the TDS in some way.
The most important thing in all of my tanks, almost every single one of my tanks has a pothos plant either in the filter or hanging in the tank. Like even the 90 gallon has one of those funky pillars in the back that is supposed to be a sump, but I turned it into a different kind of sump. And there's 4 pothos plants in that. They're not directly in water, but they get sprinkled with water because the overflow falls into that pillar. So they get that, but everything's got in it.
I just notice any tank that I just do top offs on it, if the TDS just starts to climb from stuff, from the fish and the waste and stuff. It just it'll just keep climbing if I just do top offs and I don't do like serious water changes. I can't seem to get. It's like I have to do serious water changes. It's the only way I get the TDS down to even 300 or
Yeah, I mean,
200 or whatever.
I do 2 water changes a week in all my tanks, but I mean,
Oh, okay.
in between, even in between doing the water changes, I'm still having to top the water off every 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, I do a water change once a month. It's
And
just
then you
top offs.
Just top offs, yeah.
And then I only do a water change if the fish start to act odd. I mean, like if they're not behaving like they normally do, I'll do a water change just as a stopgap measure. You know, all right, that fish is acting weird. That tank gets a water change. I can't do huge ones on the 125 because, well, it's 125 gallons. But I usually do like a 25% on that whenever they act weird. And
I do
for
like
me now.
Go ahead, Joe.
Go ahead. No, for me now, I don't test pH as much anymore like I used to. That used to be what I was always worried about. At this point, all I really test for is the TDS because I know what I start with in my water for the most part. So I know, it's got to be stuff that's being created in the tank from the fish if it's getting higher. But at this point, like the most important thing for me is how much is it, how much stuff is in the water column. How many total dissolved solids are in there? And when that starts to get over 500, that's to me is like, I got to do something about it. I try to just that's what I kind of been measuring these days. I don't worry about pH because it can't really, unless I'm buffering it with something, I can't really control that. I'm stuck with what I get out of the tap, which is what it is, or what I buy or whatever I create for water. So I used to be worried about the pH all the time. Now it's just total dissolved solids. Just the water starts to get too much stuff in it, then it's got to get watered down, basically diluted. Yeah,
this tank right here, the Jack Dempsey's are in, it needs a water change because they just pooped so much in there that it's.
I guess I'm doing a lot of shrimp. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of shrimp, and I think that's part of it's like. It's pretty much critical. The total dissolved solids in the tank is like the most important thing besides temperature when it comes to the shrimp. I mean, pH is too, but they can kind of adjust to pH. But if there's too much, I've noticed that I've had shrimp tanks. If there's too much stuff in that water, like the total dissolved solids get too high, the shrimp start going to the top. Like they start going to the surface, they want to get out of the tank. I mean, I don't let it get to that point. It's been there before with some of my Caridina shrimp, but that's like an alarm right there. That's like change the water or they're gonna die within 24 hours. If it gets over, they don't want. But I keep that TDS like 100, 150, or they freak out.
I have the 30-gallon upstairs in my bedroom that I started my shrimp colony with, my cherry shrimp. I have never.
But that's Neos. Well, Neos are different, I guess. I mean, a lot less sensitive.
Yeah, I've never done a water change on that tank since I started them. That's been 4 months or so. It's too late, Joseph. You can't block the camera and not see it. We already saw.
I know. I know. I'm trying to. Well, it's for me and for her. She doesn't want to be on camera, and I don't want her on camera. But it is what it is. I can't really. Yeah, I'm too late.
Yeah. It's too late. We already saw her.
Too late. Everybody saw you.
Tell her that we think she's pretty, though.
Oh, that's not going to help the situation. I would. But...
Okay, well then don't.
I'm not going to say anything. It's better that way.
What kind of shrimp?
Yeah, see what everybody's saying here. The rain has been changing the water for me.
Shrimp. I have a yellow King Kong, Caridina shrimp, and blue bolts, and those guys are just like they're beautiful, both of them, but they're very sensitive. And then I have cherry shrimp, like Neocaridina cherry shrimp. They're actually given to me by a friend of mine in Puerto Rico. Like the closest fish community that I have locally is in Puerto Rico. So I have a few friends over there that grow plants. They grow a lot of aquatic plants for the hobby in Puerto Rico. But things have, since the hurricanes, things have life has changed down here for a lot for all of us. Really, fish keeping isn't the most important thing right now, especially in Puerto Rico, where half the
Yeah.
island still does not have power a year later.
Oh, for real.
And yeah, like since Maria, which was the second of those two hurricanes, almost 5,000 people have died in Puerto Rico just from combination of things: bad water and
Oh, wow.
no electricity and not a lot of food. And it's pretty rough over there still. We're lucky being United States territory and having a bunch of Austin celebrities everybody throw their money at us, so we've been all right. But you know, and having government, a lot more help from the government than Puerto Rico, I think, has gotten. But anyways, yes, still been a hobby. I had a friend of mine give me a whole bunch of cherry shrimp, and I've been keeping that going ever since. But that's the only Neo shrimp that I have. But I'm enjoying the challenge though. I don't want easy shrimp. I want the challenge of it, and they're beautiful. Like those more wild type shrimp and the Caridina shrimp. There's just some these blue bolts. These blue bolts are like, I'm in love. I'm in trouble. Like I'm ready to set up like 4 more tanks right now, just so that I can start to separate them out, because I do have some blue bolts that are pretty much more like galaxies. I basically some of the offspring, some of the drops are like have the clutches or whatever. They have like more of a galaxy look to them, more of an opaque white with almost some peach colors and just a hint of blue and hint of peach or yellow in the head with the white speckles on top like stars. Oh man! And then
nice.
I have the straight up blue bolts. So now I have to have like 5 tanks because I've got to separate the real clean, show quality blue the blue bolts, put them in one tank. Then I got to take all the like galaxy shrimp, put them in another tank, and then I have some that are just straight white, like snow. I think they call them snowflake shrimp is the name for that strain. So they're just straight up opaque white shrimp, and I need to put them into one tank. It's a matter of time, but for those 16 shrimp that I got in, I'm going to end up with like 5 different tanks or more just to separate them out. I'm looking at actually getting little cheap plastic aquariums, like little 5-gallon aquariums, so that I can take and do more of my breeding program, or literally take like 3 or 4 shrimp, almost like trios of shrimp in a 5-gallon tank, another trio in a 5-gallon, and try to really work some genetics. And yeah, I'm addicted. I'm in trouble. I never thought I would be addicted to shrimp. But like, I want to get into other stuff, but it's safe too. Like I can leave and go 2 weeks to Peru, and I know that I can have somebody sprinkle a little food in there or drop some shrimp food in there, and they'll make it for 2 weeks. But
you can drop a slice of cucumber in there, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
For weeks. I mean, I know that
coconut. I do coconut. I take fresh coconut, I chip it out. I break open a fresh coconut that I can like just get right down the street out of a tree, but crack it open, and I take a big piece of the meat out. I don't go too crazy because I did make some shrimp sick doing this because I left it in there too long, and finally a water fungus started to grow on it. So I left it in there for like 2+ weeks. But I would say I would recommend to people like just like a dime size or a nickel size piece of coconut, like the whole chunk that's like a 1/2 inch thick, and I drop it in there, and they'll graze on that thing for a week, 2 weeks. It'll take them to chew that thing up. And before I go to Peru, I'll probably do that. Just take a little chunk of coconut and put it in each of my shrimp tanks, so that no matter what, they've got some fiber besides driftwood and stuff, and then I'll have they'll get fed as well, but lightly. What was it? Rachel O'Leary went out of town for 7 days, and she didn't let anybody feed her fish at all. And she didn't have any losses at all, and she didn't let her husband, nobody. She thought her thinking. If you watch the news, I said it in there, but her thinking was that it's better to have nobody feed it than to have somebody feed and not, people are like, oh, just keep feeding and actually kill fish by overfeeding and tainting the water.
Yeah.
Her theory was I'm not gonna have them fed at all, instead of having somebody feed and overfeed, and she was fine. Nobody all of her tanks were fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's some logic in that thinking.
But 7 days is one thing. I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks next month.
Yeah, but still, the fish in the wild don't eat every day. Just
Right.
like
Yeah.
any other animal, they're accustomed to not being able to.
Well, they'll eat. They might graze on algae, or they'll graze on some
Right.
my Java moss or something, depending on who they are. And yeah.
The guppies in the tank across from me, I didn't feed any of the tanks for 2 days. I was like, 9:30. I look down at my watch and I'm like, I'm tired, and it's 9:30, and I know all the lights in the fish room are off. There's no.
Yeah, I've
point.
been feeding my fish every other day. My shrimp, though, I can't do that because I have lots of shrimplets in there, and if they get too hungry, they can start to get, they can start to eat each other.
About cannibalization.
Yeah, especially the cherry shrimp, the Neocaridina shrimp, will start to eat each other if they don't get fed enough. And when you got like my tanks I have hundreds of shrimp in them, so they have to eat every day. But my fish, I've been feeding them every other day, and I have an eel that eats raw meat. So, and I don't like him to pollute the water. Eating raw meat, he could really taint the water really quickly. So I feed him like every 3 or 4 days. Sometimes I'll even go a week, because an eel can go months without food. Technically, they can survive. I've had my eel go 2 months without eating. Not on my. I didn't do it. He was stressed. I have a snowflake, a brackish water snowflake moray eel, but when they get stressed out, they won't eat. Yeah, they'll stop eating. We went over 2 months without eating.
Yogurt won't eat
anything
unless it's live. My flower horn, he used to eat pellets and flakes, and now I haven't fed him for 2 days, and I put some pellets in there, and he didn't touch them. They're just floating on the surface right now.
He wants live food or raw meat?
He wants live food.
Okay.
If I put a mosquito fish or a baby carp
nice
in there, he'll kill it, and then he'll eat it. And once he's killed all of the fish that are in the tank, he'll eat them. But he won't eat them
ruthless.
whole.
Oh, he won't swallow them up, huh?
No, he waits until they're dead. He rips their gill plate off, and
I can put like even my angel fish. I can throw like fry, like guppy fry in my angel fish tank, and they will swallow them up whole. They will, as long as they can get them in their mouth, they will eat them live and whole. But I feed the eel shrimp, fresh raw shrimp. And I'll buy it when it's on sale. Like right now, it was on sale, which is not on sale for you guys, but for us, it's on sale. It was $7.99 a pound, which that's on sale for us. So I bought like a pound of raw shrimp, and I'll give them a couple while they're fresh before they're frozen up, and then I take the rest of them, throw them in the freezer, and I'll break out 1 or 2 at a time, and I cut them up into pieces so I don't make it real hard on him to swallow down a whole shrimp. But he's eaten full Grammies. I watched him eat a Grammy and whole once. He'll eat any fish I put in that. He'll eat any fish I put in that tank for the most part, which I'm surprised because he's pretty blind. I think he really gets lucky when he gets a fish, but if I leave fish in there,
when I had my saltwater tank, I had a snowflake moray eel in my saltwater tank.
But that's a saltwater.
Yeah.
They get bigger though. Like a true saltwater moray gets a lot bigger than this guy. Only gets about 18 to 20 inches, and that's it.
Yeah, I ended up giving mine to a friend of mine. He's got 150 gallon, and he's still got it in his tank, and it's about 3 feet right now.
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, a lot of people actually, if you look it up, research it, a lot of people can't keep their eels alive because they don't keep the brackish water properly, for one, and they don't maintain feeding them like real raw meat and stuff. I swear they sell them in pet stores, and they make people think that you can feed an eel flake food or something.
Yeah,
Oh, it's horrible.
I had mine pretty well acclimated. I did the same thing like what you're saying. Is I get shrimp from the grocery store, and I'd hand feed it to him, and I got him so acclimated to eating shrimp that he never once ever killed any of my fish or
Hand
tried
feed
to
him.
eat my fish and fed him.
Whew, hand feed him. I'll put
Yeah.
no. I have tongs. Tongs are nowadays. I don't even do the tongs because he'll go at the tongs, and I don't want him to hurt his teeth on the on the stainless steel tongs, right?
Yeah.
So so I just drop it in the tank, and it goes to the bottom, and he finds it within seconds. But I'm scared of that eel. He is aggressive, and I don't want him anywhere near my fingers with those teeth.
Mine was
No, sir.
I mean, it's like I had like a certain routine that I would do every time I would get ready to feed him. You know, I would get a cup of water out of the tank, and then let the shrimp thaw in the tank or in the tank in the cup of water.
Yep.
And then I would dump a little bit of the water into the tanks to let him get the smell of the shrimp, knowing he's getting ready to get fed. And I could just pluck a piece out, and he'd know exactly where to go in the tank. I'd stick it in there, and
I feed him in mine in the same spot always.
Yeah, he never once even ever came close to my fingers, and not one time. He probably
the thing is, it's just me being scared because I know that they're so blind, and I've seen him I can tell that he can't see. He's smelling for the meat, and once he gets it close enough, he realizes what it is, and he'll snap right at it. But he's just gonna accidentally, not on purpose, but accidentally bite me because he's just biting for stuff. He's blind.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna take that chance. And if I want to clean the tank or something, I make sure to feed him first. I fatten him up. I'll give him 2 whole shrimp or more, and make sure he's good and fed. And then I'll get in there and clean the algae out the glass or do whatever I want to do. I take care of his hunger first before I put my hand in that tank.
Mine had a pretty good disposition. Like I said, he never attacked or tried to eat any of my fish in my reef tank. He was pretty cool, really. I could stick my hand in the tank and do whatever I needed to do, and I never once ever had to worry about him, mistaking my finger for a shrimp or something like that. He never came at my hand ever.
Yeah, I wish. I'd like to have some puffer, like brackish, like a figure 8 puffer would be awesome. But I'm not gonna put the money into a figure 8 and then have him eat it when they come home from work and it be gone. I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, but a buddy of mine had in his saltwater tank, he had a really nice big Stars and Stripes puffer, and that thing would bite anything that went anywhere near that tank. And we were joking with one of my friends one day. He was over there. We're like, stick your hand in that tank, put your finger in there. He stuck his finger in the tank, and that puffer took the hugest chunk out of his finger.
No way. Yeah, those teeth. Talk about a fish with teeth.
Like a parrot beak, man. That puffer was probably a good, 9 inches. So it was a pretty big puffer. It took the hugest chunk out of his finger, and we felt super bad, but we couldn't stop laughing though. We're like, you're a dumbass. Why would you stick your finger in there with a pufferfish?
I might laugh too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, the most aggressive thing I have, I think, would probably be the Oscar or those Africans. And I put my hand in.
But that's aggressive.
Either one of those tanks, and the fish, the Oscar runs away. The African cichlids want to know what I'm doing, but they don't mess with my hand. So
I think it's like Oscars are all different. I feel like they have their own personalities. Like some Oscars can be really aggressive, and it just depends on like how they're raised, like a dog, I guess, like a pit bull. I don't know. I've seen some really aggressive Oscar fish, but
tiger beats up other fish. If you put when we tried to put Cameron's turquoise severum in there, they were in there for about a half an hour before we pulled them out because he'd already beat them up. They had big round circles on their sides where he bit them and the scales came off. So yeah, we pulled him out quick because he just didn't want them in there. That tank is set. I can't add anything to it. Can't remove anything. If I remove anything, it changes the whole
hierarchy.
Yeah, the hierarchy changes, and we pulled the Jack Dempseys out because they were breeding, and now I don't want to put him back in there because I'm afraid it may not work out.
Yeah, I know exactly how that goes. I've had that happen. That's why my big Fusco that I got, that's why he is not in my main tank right now, because the tank that I had sprung a leak, and I got lucky and I had an extra one sitting outside that needed to be cleaned because it used to be a saltwater tank. And I switched everything around, cleaned the tank out. I took all my fish out and put them in a big tote and had, a sponge filter going to keep it aerated. And I redid everything, and then I made it a sand bottom. It used to be a gravel bottom, and I made it put white sand in the bottom of it. And then when I put everybody back in, that Fusco, like, something snapped him. I don't know what the deal was, and he just wanted to kill everybody. So he's got a tank for himself now.
Shit.
He just hit about 8 inches. He's a big boy.
We've been
I
noticed that we've totally been ignoring the chat, and a lot of cool people are in the chat, and then people came and went already. Priscilla was in the chat, and I'm just realizing
it gets easy to get in conversations and then lose track of. Oh yeah, well we got a chat going.
Started having a conversation, and then
Gina Tucker just popped in. What's up, Gina? How are you?
She's been here for a little while.
Oh, okay. I just found a video though. I'm hooked on these guys. Are so cute. Atlantic mud skippers.
Oh yeah.
African mud skippers. Man, they're like little puppy dogs. They come crawling out of the water under the rock and just like chill out. Like they're like got little feet and they're walking around. That is so cool. Now you gotta almost have to like build like a big. You gotta build a special tank for them.
Yeah,
but that would be cool.
Walk on the pectoral fins.
Oh man, they look so cool, and the little blue and white spots on their cheeks, yeah. And those eyeballs, they're like a cartoon character.
Yeah, and when they're out of the water, it's funny. Like with their big eyes, it's funny to watch them blink because they don't blink their eyes; they suck their eyes all the way down inside their head to make them wet again, and then pop their eyes back out.
Yeah. It is crazy stuff. I
can't remember who it is. I saw somebody doing a video with them, and they're like, "Hey, check this one out!" And
they jump around
the rock.
They're so cute. Yeah, it's Oliver Knotts. Oh my lord! I'm sorry. That is so cute.
A Channa, a snakehead that walks.
Wait a minute! I can't. Oh, that is the cutest thing ever. Because he's like playing with them, like he's got his finger on the rock, and he's like, and one of them comes hopping over there. Don't just walk. This one was like hopping across the rock, like just like. I'm sorry. That's just cute.
You know what?
That's on my bucket list. That's a new one. That's on my bucket list.
I just realized it's 8:30, and I gotta get up at 5 for my stream. So.
Yeah, I'll be there with you, buddy. It's 11:30 here, but that's still same difference either way. I'll be there.
Bye, Chris.
I'm gonna head out though because I wanna spend some time with my wife before tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
right on. You take care, Chris.
Night, Chris.
Have a great night. Thanks for letting me jibber jabber your ears. I'll
Turn
see
it
you
down.
tomorrow at the stream. 6 a.m.
All right, Chris. See you in the morning. Be ready for trivia. I'll get my coffee.
Yeah, don't forget your coffee.
All right, man.
All right, take it easy, Chris. Yeah, I've actually never. I guess I've never actually seen anybody that's like an aquarium that had mud skippers in it.
Well, no, you'd have to like have more of a paludarium. Like that's what I would do before I even thought of getting them. I would build take a room or take half the room and build like a 4 foot by 8 foot footprint paludarium that had like a waterfall and like a living wall, and then have like a rock that's kind of like you would see in a zoo. Have a rock that's out there, but not close to the glass and the plexiglass in the front. I totally custom build something with an awesome palate. I've always wanted to have a paludarium like that, but I think I just realized what kind of fish I want to have in it. The only thing is, it would be have to be a brackish water paludarium, so you'd probably be limited on what plants, because
Yeah.
the salinity of the water would, especially if you're going to have a waterfall, that would really change the look of the landscape, this aquascaping of it.
Hey, check this out. My Primentis
God,
egg
these are
just
so
hatched.
cute. What's up? An egg hatched?
My Primentis egg sac just hatched.
Oh wow.
That's pretty cool. I love those things.
Whoa.
They're good for your garden.
Oh, that's
Cool, huh?
cool. Look at them. Yeah.
Wow, they're pretty big too.
You gonna feed those to your fish? I'm just
No.
joking.
That
I'm
would be a
joking.
no, Joseph.
I'm joking.
Behave yourself.
Yeah, I just came out here to check on them. I check on them every day, and this
Wow.
just happened.
So when I was in elementary school, I found a praying mantis, and I took it to school for our science class. And it had a egg sac, and they hatched. And the boys in my class took them and put a bunch on every girl's desk, and the girls were freaking out. And I'm going behind them, picking them up, putting them back in the container. And my teacher's looking at me like, "You're just really different, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yep, people tell me that all the time." I
So
thought they
what are you
were
gonna? You gonna have to feed them, or are you just gonna let them go like in the garden or something?
Yeah, probably. Maybe I'll save
Oh.
a few.
They eat bugs.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
they're
what I was
good for
gonna
your
say.
garden.
You'd have to like feed them. You'd have to have a crazy food. So you'd have to be growing another bug out to have a food supply for 'em.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we used to have those flightless fruit flies, but I think our
There you
culture
go.
crashed.
Mm.
All right.
So I don't have those right now. Yeah, so I'll probably just let them go. And plus, you can't even keep them together. Like they're carnivores.
Right,
so
they'll eat
they're
each
gonna
other,
eat each other
right?
pretty soon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long,
Wow, that's a lot.
how long ago did they hatch?
Just now. I mean,
Oh, just now.
well, yeah. I mean, sometime today.
Hmm.
I check on it every day. Oh, look at that! Holy crap!
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're all over there
Holy
trying. Let us out. Let us
moly.
out.
Hanging like stalactites.
Oh
Mhm.
man, that looks crazy. Yeah, how many are you? It's about maybe just about 100, maybe.
Yeah, that's quite a few.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they'll be
they're,
good in
they're
your
so
garden.
small, like big bowling ants or something.
Where's
Oh,
the
something
parent?
is biting me. Something is biting me.
Uh-oh.
All right, I thought one of my tank filters were acting up or something.
I'll
Good
show you
one,
the.
Jesse.
I'll show you the mother. She's right here. This is her cage. Wait, where is it?
Oh, cool.
They blend in so well, it's hard to see them.
There she is.
Wow.
Like my babies.
Yeah, they're born. She'll probably eat them
She's a
all.
nice-
That's why
Yep.
Teresa told me to take the eggs out before, if they hatch in here, she might eat a lot of them.
Yeah,
She's
just
a
like
big
a
girl.
guppy.
Brown color.
She's a big girl.
Yeah, that is.
They get
Yeah.
huge. They get at least like 7 or 8 inches. I've
So
seen
I'll-
them like super
I was-
big.
I was lucky that I caught her pregnant, and she laid her egg in the cage.
Wow.
And oh, what's this? Yep. But yeah, that's all I want to share.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
I love bugs.
Okay, now I can tell
everything.
now I can tell my kids, because I wanted to like show you guys before they come out here. And, I want to see. Okay, I'll be back later.
I like beneficial bugs with the exception of spiders. I just can't. Spiders just they creep me way out.
I used to have a black widow
Oh
as a
God.
pet. Yeah, that was fun though. I mean, it was fun until she started making egg sacs. Then it was like now I've got a real problem here
Yeah,
because
yeah, for sure.
uh, and I've also thought about ways of creating a real like um, I don't know what they call it, but you would keep a spider in what they would call it. But I want to do something like a a shadow box on the
Mm.
wall where it's got like a double chambered door where you would like open up the one door, put the food in there, put the live food. Well, I used to take a bee. I'd go catch bees in the grass, like on the flowers, put them in a plastic container and beat it up a little bit, so it'd make like the bee
Mm.
kind of retarded or damaged or all messed up, and then I'd take it and drop it in there with it. But it'd be cool to make like a shadow box that goes on your wall that's properly sealed and secured, um, and then have like an LED light strip there maybe that you could like plug it in, turn that on when you wanted to, and you could literally like watch the spider in a shadow box like hanging on the wall like a picture frame. That's a dreamy thing I've always wanted to do, but
I'm getting
um,
creeped out just thinking about it. I'm
yeah.
getting the
But the problem
willies.
is when they start making egg sacs, you gotta hurry and remove those egg sacs before they hatch because then you'd end up with an infestation of black widows in your house. So that was the
For
when
sure.
I had one that I started feeding her green money bugs, and that was the coolest thing watching a spider like the way they'll they'll pump a bunch of the acids into the bug and then suck all back up, and then so like their abdomen gets small and then gets big and then gets small again, and they go through this process until they've like cleaned all of the insides out of the bug. Anyway, so
Mm.
I was feeding her these green money bugs. I went from bees to money bugs, and then she was huge, the black widow, and she ended up one day I went in there and there was two egg stacks, not just
Oh
one.
no.
And I was like, I'm in trouble. It's gonna get out of hand if I don't. I gotta have a real plan. This is
Mm.
dangerous, like
Yeah, but if there
deadly.
was, if you didn't have a male present in there with them, then I mean, you wouldn't have any babies.
No, she was already pregnant, anyways. I caught her from the wild, so I didn't like
Oh,
have her from a baby. I found her when she already had a nest when I found her. She already had an egg sac when I found her, so she was definitely. I think they're like guppies, once they're fertilized for the rest of their life.
yeah, they store it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah. What we have here is not called a black widow. It's actually called a red widow or a brown widow. So when they're small and not really, really well fed, they do have more of a reddish brown look to them. They still have the hourglass, and they're less aggressive than black widows, but more venomous than black widows.
Mm.
What I learned is if you feed them really good and get them really healthy, they turn black, jet black, like a black widow. They just need to
Mm.
be fed really, really healthy, and they lose that
Mm-mm.
reddish brown color. She was
No.
beautiful. I mean, I think they're a beautiful
No.
spider because they get this like high gloss, jet black, high gloss abdomen to them, and that red
No.
hourglass. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I get that from my father. My father always loved spiders, and he rubbed that off on me.
I have arachnophobia. No, no. No
No,
spiders.
they're not for everyone. It's
Nope.
an acquired thing.
Hey, Jean
Like
Michael.
who? John? You mean John Michael?
Bob.
Bob.
That's what his
Bob.
name was
Oranda
when I
Power
first
in the
met him.
house. Yeah, I
It was
know.
Jean Michael when I first met him last year.
Hmm. Yep, he was my first. He was the first live stream I was ever in. Like the first Google Hangout panel that I was ever in on YouTube was, and his
Hmm.
stream, and it was right after the hurricane, actually.
Wow. So when
Yeah.
did the hurricane happen? How long is it getting close to the anniversary? Was August?
Because it was September.
September. Wow.
Yeah, it's the first week of September, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? Hurricane was the first week of September. Like The 6th or the 7th? Yeah, the 6th, September 6th.
Yeah, I heard you talking about Puerto Rico. I have a lot of Puerto Rican friends and
Yeah.
family there, and it's yeah, it's unfortunate. I'll get all worked up if I start talking about it too much, but yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you've come a
it's
long way from
bummer.
that. You've come a long way, Joseph.
Yeah, kind of. If you walked around this island, you wouldn't think so. I mean, yes, but there's still a lot that's will never get fixed for a long, long time.
Well, the one
It's
thing,
just way backwards here. It's not. If it was if we were in the United States, the mainland, things would be different for sure. Like things
yeah,
would be back to normal and look to normal, but things are very backwards here, and people have always lived rough. So there's so many things that are just gonna stay
well,
broken,
right. Well, I
stay
learned when
broken
we
for a
went
long
to
time.
Bermuda and to the Grand Caymans after they were in their hurricane that because everything is imported, it's just so expensive. Building materials, I mean, that depending on what property is, unless it's like a huge, like a resort or something, a lot of that stuff, everyday people can't afford to fix it. They just can't afford it. In your church, don't you have a church by you that's
Right
still
across the street
having?
that has no roof on it. So, well, it's got
Yeah,
blue FEMA tarps for a roof right across the street, but the real one that it's kind of stuck is the school. Our elementary school still looks like the hurricane happened yesterday. They won't touch it because for one, it's like a state thing. It's like the city has to handle it because it's a public school, and there's asbestos in the
yep,
insulation and the seal
and
in the
that's
roof of the
expensive.
building,
The
and they
abatement.
won't. Yeah, nobody will go in there now that they know there's asbestos in it. So it's just sitting there. The roof is mangled and steel everywhere. It looks like it happened yesterday.
Yeah,
It's really a
because
bummer.
abatement is really expensive.
Yeah, they're gonna
It's
have to
really
send in
expensive.
a hazmat team to destruct
Right,
it, and that's gonna cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars to send in a professional
right,
team with hazmat suits on and all that stuff.
right.
It's a big, yep, pretty
And
crazy.
they'll have to cover the whole thing. They'll have to cover the
Well, it's
whole
the
thing to work on
government's
it.
going to have to fund that. I mean, it'll never happen unless the government pays it. Is this going to sit there until the government puts the bill?
Yeah,
I promise you, it'll sit there for another year or two. And
it's
the school,
unfortunate.
and then the high school is the rooftops are so damaged, and there's so many water leaks in the rooftop. Even though they tried to patch it with tar paper and stuff, they're bringing all these trailers in, and so the kids won't have a ball field anymore. They're going to put
Mm,
all these the mobile trailer units are going to fill up the whole ball field. And the school's going to be outside now in the ball field, and then they can gut out the school and completely renovate the actual school. But
mm,
so the modular units are like showing up any day now,
yeah,
and they're well, after Carnival, we have Carnival at the end of the month, and that's kind of more important than anything else around here.
because of the
Our
tourist
big.
piece, the revenue
No,
from
we
the
won't get a lot
tourists.
of tours. No, no, it's just more of a local thing. It's
Mm,
it's like it's bigger than Christmas here. No,
mm,
Carnival in the Caribbean is the number one holiday of any Caribbean island pretty much every year. It's a big thing.
right.
It's their annual celebration, show, Prince and Princess. Then there's the youth shows too, where everybody competes like a talent show, and then big
Mm,
parade. We have a big parade, and it's also for us. It's really important because it falls on July 3rd and July 4th, and
wow.
we also know that July 4th is Independence Day in the United States, but July 3rd is the Emancipation Day of slavery in the Caribbean
Right,
in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So,
right,
so for us on Saint, and that's only for it just happens to fall on it for St. John specifically. Like all the other islands that are part of the USVI, like St. Thomas, St. Croix, they have their carnival too, but it's not. They're all at a
right.
different time. but the St. John Carnival happens to fall on the same weekend. The grand finale and the parade happens to fall on the same weekend as Emancipation Day. So
Mm-hmm.
the locals here, they're really celebrating that more than the 4th of July. They're really celebrating July 3rd, Emancipation Day.
Right.
So it's a really
So you,
emotional thing too for the locals. It's a big deal here. It's not
well,
really a lot of white. No, it's not a lot of white people around for that. It's not really their thing.
right.
It's not their party. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's cool though. It's very much a cultural thing. There's a lot of history down here. It's a big
Right.
melting pot. You would know. I mean, Puerto Rico is just much a
Yeah.
very big melting pot of cultures. A lot of Hispanics too, but
So it just
I don't even
makes me wonder because Juneteenth, which was June 19th, which is a celebration of the end of slavery here in the States,
June
it's just
19th. Yeah,
interesting. Yeah. It's just really interesting that in the islands it's much later, but during the time, well, in particular
well, it
in
happened here
Texas,
first. I
right,
mean, here it happened here a lot sooner in history. It's like 100 years before,
right.
200 years before the United States.
But
This was the
it's
first
really
place.
interesting because a lot of people here were not even aware because of the way news travels, and then in certain
Yeah,
segments of the country it was withheld from the slaves that had been freed. And
created. Yeah, I
so
think it happened. I
yeah.
think it was like 200 years before it happened in the United States.
Hmm.
Um, States. It may not be exactly 200 years, but it was over 100 years before it ever happened in the United States. Yeah, it was.
Right.
So the people here, it's different. There's not. I mean, a lot of people here still watch American television, so things are kind of twisted with that. But most people that know the history, there's not that animosity as much here as you can find in the States from some people. It's like people people have been able to do what they want here forever. It's not so much not as much like anger against each other and stuff. Like you could find it like in the deep South. When I was growing up in
Hmm.
Memphis, there was definitely on both sides. There's still a little bit of frustration and stuff, and there still is to this day, obviously. It's different down
Right.
here. Everybody's just okay with each other for the most part.
Right.
For the
Well,
most
my
part.
my father's side is Puerto Rican and Bohemian, and so it's a lot of the island history and stuff is something that my father often talked about. And it was totally different. I mean, like, his father and he had seven brothers. They actually came to the States to fight in World War II, and that's how we ended up. Well, my father ended up in the States. And so a lot of the history about, as far as just being a U.S. territory, and a lot of the connections with the United States, and that's how a lot of them became citizens, was because they served in the war. And so there's just a lot. The islands. I don't. A lot of people don't even realize the history that the islands played, and a lot of things that happen here in the States. But that I certainly didn't read about it in my history books. So it's kind of disappointing,
Oh,
but
yeah. And the
a
history
lot of
books
that
just
stuff was,
change every year.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
That's how it was in high school for me. I remember when elementary school, and then my parents were very, when it came to at home, I learned a lot about history growing up at home. My parents may not have sat down with me as much and practiced algebra and math with me, but they definitely made sure I understood history, and
that's good.
that was a big one. But it was really funny growing up, and you read the history books when you're in elementary school, and then you read them in middle school, and then you read them in high school, and they kept changing. And then they kept
Right.
changing in a good way too. Like all of a sudden, at first it's like, oh, the Pilgrims, and everybody was happy together and ate turkey together.
Hmm.
Oh, great. And then by the time I was in high school, they finally changed the books, and it's like, no, we raped and pillaged and killed them, and it's like
Hmm.
they
Yeah, it
had to
was
finally get
different.
it. They had to get it right every year. They they're getting it. Well, I don't think that they're changing it in a negative way. They're actually finally having to tell the truth. You know, they at first they softened everything and made it seem all dandy, and they tried to hide
Yeah.
stuff. They can't really hide it because people are not allowing that to happen anymore.
Yep.
Which is a good thing. We can't grow if we don't learn from the past.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go to bed. It's way past my bedtime. Big, I see you
It's
in the
almost
chat. Are
midnight.
you listening?
Is he here? He's
I see
out
him in
like
the
a light.
chat.
I think I
I
need to.
see him he's in the chat. Kevin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I got to bounce too. My dog's in here throwing a fit, wanting to go outside, so I got to take him out, and I got a few
There
things
you
I got to
go.
do around here, and then
Yeah,
I'm
it's
probably heading to
midnight.
bed
Alright.
myself.
Well, good night, guys. Take care. See you
All right, you
soon.
too, Diva.
Have a good night.
All right.
Have a good
Bye
night.
bye.
All right, Kevin.
So yeah, Joseph, I think I'm gonna jump off here too. Like I said, my dog, he's throwing a fit. Needs to go outside, and I live kind of like out in the country a little bit. We got a bunch of coyotes and stuff out here, and he's just a little 8-pound rat terrier. So I got to go out with him, make sure nothing gets a hold of him.
Yeah, and it's getting late. It's almost midnight there as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, man, it's been nice talking to you.
Yeah, you as well, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. You too.
Yeah. Let's see who's up in here now. And now it's just me and you, Big Easy. Where are you? Bob, get your butt in here. Bob. Bob's a random power and Bob's army just running the chat over here. Bob. What did Bob left to? Gotta go kill my first character of this book. Okay, Bob's gone too. Everybody's gone. Big Easy, where are you? Everybody left me alone. I'm all by myself.
Was there another TV in there?
Come again, what? What'd you say? I'm all by myself in here. Everybody left me. And it's on midnight now here, and I gotta go study some news. I gotta crack the books open, find out what happened all week, what I missed, and share it with everybody else.
Hold on, bro. Everybody leaving?
Everybody just left. Well, Diva left, Kevin left. I don't know who's all in the chat. Bob was in the chat, but he took off. I think he's
Yeah.
playing a game.
Ain't
He's playing
nobody
some
left.
game or cosplay. I don't know what Bob's doing these days sometimes.
Everybody gone. It's only me and you here.
I know. That's why I was screaming for you.
Yep, I'm here.
Self-conscious. I'm on display. I don't even know who's in the stream, who's watching the stream.
I'll see you in the morning then. Ain't nobody here.
No, there's only 3 people watching. It's just us and Mr. B, I think, maybe, or
No, be gone.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here too then.
All right then.
All right. Thanks for streaming though for us. I appreciate it. You know that.
Problem.
All right, man. I'll get some
Okay.
rest.
All right then.
Yeah.
Bye bye.